Another huge game going down Saturday night, TD Garden, arguably the most historic rivalry in the NBA.
I think it is. I don't even think the only rivalry that I guess there's two now technically that kind of come close. One of them you can make an argument is Heat Spurs, just because of their sort of back-to-back finals, the 2013 finals, back-to-back in 2014, two of the most historic NBA finals ever. And the other one that I think would even come remotely close to this is us and Golden State.
Yeah.
That's it.
But the two teams that have won the most championships in the history of the NBA, Celtics with 18, Lakers with 17. I'm sorry, Lakers, but it's embarrassing that you hung a in-season tournament champions banner. Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul, would never have allowed that. Never.
Now, I don't even know how Kobe Bryant would have participated in the dumbest thing that they ever created called the NBA in-season tournament, but whatever.
But as of right now, both of these teams are the number 2 seeds in their respective conferences. Is this a possible NBA Finals preview?
Well, certainly it is, because what did I tell you last week? I told you there were 5 NBA teams that can win the championship this year. 3 of them are in the West. Those teams are Oklahoma City, LA, and Denver. And the other 2 are in the East. And those teams are the Cavs and the Celtics. Now, if you want my prediction, I believe that one of these teams will make the finals and the other one will not. I do think that we are going to get a Los Angeles Lakers, Cleveland Cavaliers, LeBron James versus Cleveland NBA Finals. And I think it will go down as the best NBA Finals of all time, narrative-wise.
So you have the Lakers. Who do you have the LeBron and Luka taking out? OKC?
I would think Oklahoma City. I think the Lakers would have the 2 best players in that series.
Okay. In that possible series, if Chet and Hartenstein are healthy, I don't know if the Lakers would have the size to deal with that.
No, I agree with you. That's a legitimate argument. Now, again, I think Denver's a very fascinating matchup for the Lakers. I do think that Jokic would present a problem in a 7-game series for the Lakers. But part of me is like, the Lakers, they have LeBron, they have Luka. But if Rui plays the way he's been playing, the way Austin Reeves, if he can play the way he's been playing, we've seen Denver now basically turn into a Jokic or bust team, as I mentioned last year.
Yeah. Plus, you have Memphis and Houston in that 4-5.
They can win a round. They're not real finals contenders to me. They're both a year away.
No, I'm not saying either one of them are finals contenders, but I think either one of them going against an Oklahoma City in the second round would be a fascinating match.
Yeah, I think especially Houston. I think Houston could push Oklahoma City. I don't know if Memphis outside of John Morant, they have Desmond Bain. They got a couple good players I like, but I don't know if they have the talent that Oklahoma City has to make a series last.
Okay, but getting back to this game, we talked about the Celtics earlier. You're going to get a big game from Jason Tatum.
Are we? Do we know that? I don't. I don't know what I'm getting from Jason Tatum every single night. For the record, I don't know what I'm getting out of Jaylen Brown every single night, but I know if push comes to shove, Jaylen Brown's going to make a clutch shot.
Okay, wow.
I do know what I'm going to get out of LeBron every night. I'm going to get about 25, 10, and 8 still at age 40. And I know what I'm going to get out of Luka every night since he has settled in with the Lakers. I'm going to get about, 20 and 10 and maybe 8 assists, close to a triple-double. I mean, think about it. You have 2 guys who basically play the same style of basketball, but they both could average a triple-double on the same court of the same team.
Yeah, and that's where this matchup is fascinating. It's because I don't think it obviously the matchup centers around those 2 duos, Doncic and LeBron against Tatum and Brown. But as we were talking about earlier with the Celtics, it's going to come down to that supporting cast.
It is. No, that I agree with you. And again, it's a Saturday night primetime game, so everybody should play. If they don't, who cares? Like, to be honest with you, this is a big regular season game, but to me, I just want to get to the NBA playoffs at this point. I don't really care as much about the regular season. Like, the Lakers and Nuggets are fighting for the 2 and 3, and I get Houston and Memphis on that conversation too. So this game actually to me means more to the Lakers than does Boston, because Boston, they may think they can catch Cleveland, but in reality, they're pretty much locked into the 2 seed to me. So if I'm the Celtics, much like what I said with our Cavs, they should be thinking long-term picture of let's rest up, let's get rid of the play. Miami, Orlando, Atlanta, even Chicago, whoever gets out of that 7 seed of the play-in tournament.
Yeah. There's even a chance Brooklyn could get into the
play-in. Oh God, that's a joke. Yeah, the East is clearly not. Here's the thing about the NBA, and I've sort of compared it to like the East is sort of like the NFC, and the West is sort of like the AFC, where the West is deeper, but the East may have the 2 best teams.
Okay. So would you
like 1 through 12 without a doubt? Because if Wemby was healthy, the Spurs would be right in the mix in the Western Conference too. So 1 through 12, you can make an argument the West is significantly deeper than the East in terms of quality of teams, but the 2 best teams are in the East.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. Plus, in the West, the Warriors are now the 6th seed.
And they're rising. And Jimmy Butler and Steph are working better than I think we both initially thought. But part of me is still like I think they can make a run, but I'm like, I don't know if they have the depth to make a real true run. But I think now at least they can win a round. Like, I could see a world where if they play a young Houston team or a young Memphis team again, do Steph and Jimmy Butler, does that playoff experience knock off a younger team?
And that's part of what I was saying earlier when we were talking about Oklahoma City and Boston.
But the difference is those 2 teams are way deeper and way more talented than the Golden State. Golden State would be more on the level of Memphis, where it's like they have a good young star, but they don't have the talent, the deftness to sort of really take out a Golden State.
Right, I agree with you. I would say this game's actually more important for the Celtics because earlier this season, they got smashed by the Lakers in LA.
I don't even remember that game. What was that game?
Because
it wasn't Christmas.
No. Let me double check.
I know it was, excuse me. I know it was obviously before the Luka deal.
Yes.
So that changes things, though, in my opinion. Like, that first matchup sort of irrelevant.
Yeah. It was January 23rd in LA. Lakers won 117-96.
Yeah, and again, like, Boston's going to have their good nights and bad nights shooting. That's what it comes down to. It really does.
So, but you know how we talked about it. Lakers Celtics is one of the top rivalries in all of the NBA. So if you're the Celtics, you do not want to get swept by.
They don't care. They don't care. I'm just telling you right now. If I'm a player in that locker room, I don't care. The Lakers and Celtics do not have they have history as an old-time rivalry. But it's not the history like I think you think it is. Like, they have not had the Lakers, before LeBron got there, the Lakers have not been good in 10 years. That Lakers-Celtics rivalry have not been a legit rivalry in over 10 years. So for this generation of players, outside of LeBron and now Luka's obviously entering the rivalry, well, it's still a rivalry in fans' mind. This is a different generation. Like, they don't care about that rivalry in the past. This current iteration does not have a rivalry yet.
Oh, I get it. Like, it's nothing like Bird Magic or when Kobe's Lakers win against the Celtics Big Three. And
that was the last time the rivalry was legit a rivalry.
Yes. One of my favorite games in the history of Lakers Celtics, Game 4, 2008 NBA Finals in LA. Celtics come all the way back. I think they were down like 24 or whatever. And they won that game too. It was amazing. Justin, quick thoughts on Celtics Lakers.
Well, the Celtics came out with the long injury report for tomorrow night's game. So Celtics Lakers on Saturday night. Like I said yesterday, I'm still predicting a win, but I don't think it's gonna be like a really blowout lead between these two teams. I think it's gonna be like a close 2-point victory.
Hey, Justin, so I got a quick question for you. I don't know if you heard our discussion at the start of the show, but we were talking about the Lakers-Celtics rivalry. And Josh is making a case how it's, still such a big rivalry. And I had said, I'll be honest with you, it hasn't felt like a rivalry to me in 10 years. Outside of LeBron coming to LA, the Lakers have been dog crap for ever since Kobe Bryant retired. I look at rivalries as eras. So I look at the rivalries as Magic Larry, and then I look at it as the Kobe Lakers versus the Paul Pierce, Garnett, Ray Allen Celtics.
Yep.
After that sort of ended, like when the Lakers sort of went on their decline, I'm like, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and these new guys, they don't really care about the Lakers Celtics. It's not a rivalry to them.
No. And Unger knows this because I talked about this on the NBA podcast yesterday. Like you said, Brendan, when Kobe Bryant, passed away, the Lakers Celtics rivalry to me, dead. It was dead to me. Like I've always loved going up against Kobe and the Lakers. Now that we got LeBron, look, I got no disrespect towards LeBron, but he does not fit the Lakers-Celtics rivalry. He does not.
Yeah, but
can I ask you if it becomes a finals matchup this year, does that reignite the rivalry a little bit to you?
It might if LeBron retires and gives the franchise over to the young guys like Luka and Austin Reeves and all that.
But here's the thing, though, Justin. You were also telling me on the podcast that we did last night that when the schedule comes out, actually you and Akevin were both saying this. Yes, I finally learned to say his name correctly.
Good job.
Thank you. Akevin is another friend of ours in a Boston Celtics server, which I weaseled my way into, Brandon. Because I'm friends with the main guy, Jesse Almeida. He and I.
But I think I know where you're.
I've heard of that name.
Yeah,
I think I know where you're going with this, Hunger. Yes, we always circle the Lakers, and we always circle the Lakers on the calendar. Do not get me wrong. You were the same way when the Cavaliers were playing the Warriors in the NBA Finals between Curry, Clay, and LeBron and Kyrie Irving. I can understand that.
Don't forget Drama Queen.
Yeah, Drama Queen, Draymond Green. Yep, that too. But look. That was because 10 years ago when we came out with the schedule, we always circled Kobe and Shaq and all that. But okay, I still like watching Celtics Lakers. I really still do like watching them. I still like circling them. But I also mentioned this in the comments. Celtics and Cavs are now the new Celtics and Lakers because there's so much history right there because. Hell, you guys beat us in the past couple of Eastern Conferences, and then we beat you in last year's Eastern Conference.
Yeah, but again, I can make an argument the LeBron era is an era by itself. Like the Cavs only won against Boston basically during the LeBron era. Other than that, it's mostly been Boston. I said this too, Justin, and I think Josh, you disagree with me a little bit, but like for Boston, like to me, like. I don't think you guys really cared that much that you lost to the Cavs Friday night because I look at it as this.
No.
I think the Cavs are going to be the number 1 seed in the East. I think Boston should be the number 2 seed in the East. I think those two are pretty much locked in. If I were you, if you guys got beat by 70, against the Lakers. I wouldn't even care. You are now fully fledged on. Who cares about the regular season anymore? Let's get our guys rested for the playoffs because the playoffs are such a different sport now.
Right. That's been my aim. That's been my MO. My main focus point ever since we lost the game on Friday night to the Cavaliers. We're not catching the Cavaliers for the number 1 seed. We need the help. I mean, Drew Holiday's out with a broken finger. Kristaps Porzingis is sick. We got Tatum now on the injury list with the shoulder injury. Look, I do not care about the regular season anymore because once the playoffs come around, that's when the real thing begins.